Hey, this is Steven from KiwiBox.com. Right now we are talking with Heidi Newfield. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm good. I'm wonderful. Wonderful today.
Great. So you started out as a member of Trick Pony, and now you're stepping out on your own. Why did you feel it was time to part ways with them?
I started to have feelings that I needed to veer in that direction probably with about 2 years before I actually did. I had noticed that just every which way, I think both as people and our creative differences, I think we were just really not going in the same direction on either of those points. And you know, I really, really wanted to make the next record with those guys, and I really wanted to dig deeper and make a record that stood up for itself, stood on its own 2 feet, and sort of didn't need a lot of hoopla around it, that the music was stronger and it dug a little bit deeper. And, you know, it just maybe stepped out of the ballroom for just a second. We were, you know, known for that honky-tonk ballroom kind of sound. And though I love that music and, you know, that's still a part of me, I wanted to find some music and write some music that had a little bit more substance to it. And so I started to feel like we were kind of going in different directions, and everything became sort of difficult. The song picking process was difficult. You know, the whole creative process, even writing together, was somewhat difficult. And I think that when you get 3 people together with strong personalities, and there's a lot of give and take, and usually there's, you know, someone who wants to run the show, and in our case that was Keith, and there became sort of this dysfunction in the band and discontentment in the band, and it happens, and it was kind of a natural evolution for us, and I started to recognize it more and more, and you know, get to that place where I just quit wanting to pack my bag because I knew that it probably wouldn't be a fun trip, and I love being on the road, and you know, if you can't have fun doing this, I don't know, you know, something's wrong. So that was a true inclination right there that I needed to make a change, and I just knew that there was so much more music inside of me that I you know, wanted the opportunity to make, and so that's what I set my sights on.
All right. What are some of the types of freedoms that being a solo singer allows you to have that wasn't really there before?
Oh, it's truly amazing. I mean, it's so much more of a joy to get to record every single song. Is a song that's been handpicked or written from the heart, and it's much more personal. You know, I'm a music buyer, and I'm a music fan myself. I buy a lot of music, and my husband and I both, you know, there's music in our house at all times, pretty much, or football, but you know, we both are steeped in rich traditions of music, you know, country, you know, soul, R&B, and so there's music in our house all the time. So when you're around it all the time, and you're so, it's such a part of your life. You know, when you know you're going in to make a record, and you have the creative freedom to do that, there's a joy that just overcame me making this record. I got to work with someone I've always wanted to work with in Tony Brown, my producer. Such respect for him, and we really created a wonderful friendship and through this whole process, and really enjoyed working with each other. Also, the band and my co-writers, all of the people who were involved in this album, really seemed to just get it, and their attitudes were so positive, and so the vibe in the studio was kind of electric almost, and that just put a little swagger in my step with every step in making this album. I think everybody felt strong about the material, and that just made me feel even, you know, more confident in what we were doing. So the freedom is fantastic. I really don't have to ask 2 or 3 other guys, you know, hey, you end up ultimately in a band, you end up cutting material that you don't love because you are picking and choosing your battles. And this is an album full of songs that I love every single song.
The single is Johnny in June, and it's doing fantastic on the Billboard charts, specifically on the pop chart, where not too many country artists tend to crack. Why do you think the song has gotten such a terrific response so far?
Well, Johnny and June is just one of those rare songs that just come along where you walk out of the writing room and you look at each other and just say, thank you, God. You know, those don't happen very often, and where everybody gets chills up their spine and just feels like they've been a part of something so special. It's a bigger meaning. That song is about and certainly written with reverence and appreciation for a great love that Johnny and June had. You know, then making it through their dark days and hanging on to one another. And I had the opportunity to know them and spend a lot of time with them before they passed away. So it's a personal song for me because I got to witness how much in love they were. It was very evident when you sat around with them how crazy about each other they were, even in their gray years. And that's what we all strive to have, is somebody that, you know, still can't keep their eyes off of you, you know, and even when you're grandparents, and that's what they had. But that song was written with a larger meaning, and it was written with some tribute to it, but it was also pretty much written for all of us. It was written as a song that, you know, is about that kind of love, and the kind of love we all aspire to have. And no matter how young or old you are, we all aspire to have that. And that's what we wanted to come across on this song. It's a very powerful song, and one that I'm very, very proud to have had as my first single. And it's just doing so well for me. Couldn't be happier about that. And I just had a gut feeling about it from the moment we wrote it, that it would be my first single. So, and as far as it crossing over, I was told the other day, I had a phone call from my record label that their pop department wanted to let it run up the charts on, you know, the country charts, and then they wanted to do a pop mix on it. Was I okay with that? And first I was sort of, I don't know, kind of taken away by that, because usually country songs that end up being made into pop records end up sounding like bad pop records. But I asked them if they would go, you know, yeah, go ahead and try it. Let's see how it sounds. Well, I love it. I love the pop mix. I think it's fantastic. And then the song just naturally lends itself to the AC market. And, you know, I have no idea how it will do out at pop, but I think that's spectacular. I'm thrilled, and my co-writers are as well. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that we have a big old pop hit with it too, and hopefully can touch a lot more people than even it as a country hit.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So excellent. Well, thank you so much again, Heidi, for talking with me today. I really appreciate you taking the time.
It's my pleasure, Stephen. You have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the weather.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.